Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, Conflict Zone. Please subscribe and like my videos. Today we're looking at one of the most talked about weapons in the world right now, Russia's so-called new super weapon that has sent shockwaves through global defense circles. It's been hailed as a game changer, a strategic deterrent unlike any before, and potentially a major shift in power dynamics. Let's dive in. On the exterior, what we know is that this weapon, often referenced as Poseidon, an underwater nuclear-powered drone/torpedo, or its cousin Burevestnik, a nuclear-powered cruise missile, is cloaked in mystery but built with stealth, endurance, and shock value in mind. The imagery shows massive size, deep water capabilities in Poseidon's case, and cruise/missile launch compatibility in Burevestnik's. According to Russian announcements, the Poseidon has just undergone a successful test launch from a submarine and its nuclear power unit activated, giving it theoretically unlimited range. From the outside, you see no conventional launcher in the sense of old missiles. Instead, you have submarine tubes, nuclear reactors, unmanned underwater vehicle layout. Its shape is built for stealth and endurance, low profile, deep deployment, long cruise. On the missile side, Burevestnik is claimed to be a nuclear-powered ram-jet cruise missile capable of bypassing existing missile defense systems. The exterior thus hints at a paradigm shift, not just faster or higher, but longer, harder to intercept, different launch domains, sea, subsurface, and with nuclear-powered propulsion. There's an element of you cannot see or stop this in the way you stopped missiles before. Switching to the interior, let's go deep, because this is where the real fascination lies. The weapon reportedly houses a nuclear-powered propulsion system, in the case of Poseidon a liquid, metal-cooled nuclear reactor or nuclear power unit that allows the vehicle to travel long distances underwater without the need for conventional fuel. This gives it near unlimited range. Claims point to thousands of kilometers and endurance that traditional torpedoes or missiles simply cannot match. The guidance and navigation system inside is probably autonomous or semi-autonomous, capable of deep-sea travel, obstacle avoidance, and it may be pre-programmed for target zones. Some analysts suggest it uses a wire-to-surface communication or satellite link for updates, though many aspects remain speculative. Inside, you'd expect a reactor, engine, navigational computer, warhead compartment, nuclear or conventional, plus sensors and homing systems tailored for high survivability in contested environments. On the missile side, Burevestnik in its declared form uses a nuclear-powered ramjet/fan, giving it virtually infinite range until intercepted or fuel runs out, which in theory means you could engage targets worldwide without needing refueling. The interior engineering is unlike legacy weapons. Traditional missiles have solid or liquid propellant, fixed warhead, predictable flight path. This one promises unpredictability, endurance, and bypassing defenses. Inside the warhead compartment, the claims are ambitious. For example, for Poseidon, a 2-megaton warhead has been cited. The data is not independently verified, so part of this is strategic signaling. If true, the interior warhead size, propulsion, and navigation make this weapon less about a tactical strike and more about strategic deterrent gamified for extreme impact, including worst-case scenarios such as radioactive tsunami along coastlines as claimed. For the viewer, the interior essentially means a stealthy nuclear-powered platform, autonomous long range with a massive destructive potential. If operational, it shifts the calculus from will we intercept to can we even detect, and how do we deter, when interception is said to be impossible. In terms of performance, the claimed capabilities are staggering. For Poseidon, analysts estimate a range of up to 10,000 km, speeds of around 185 km/h underwater or more in later iterations, capacity to carry a 2-megaton warhead, and immunity to existing missile defense systems. For Burevestnik, the claim is a nuclear-powered cruise missile that can fly at high speed, low altitude across continents, evading radar and defense networks. Of course, independent verification is limited, and some experts say there is nothing revolutionary. In these claims, gaps in testing, material readiness, safety, and deployment remain. But if even part of the performance claims hold true, this weapon offers Russia an asymmetric advantage. Target reach anywhere, extended endurance, main launch subsurface, sea, maybe land, and very difficult interception. For a review-style script, you'd highlight top speed, range, payload, evade capability, deployment flexibility. You might note that performance in real combat is yet unproven, and that cost, readiness, reliability, and counter measures remain key unknowns. Turning to safety features, now this is interesting because we're dealing with nuclear-powered systems inherently high risk. Officially, little public detail exists on specific safety systems, but logically one would expect built-in fail. Safe mechanisms, reactor containment, automatic shutdown if something goes wrong, isolation of warhead if vehicle disabled, and self-destruct or safe abort features. Because a nuclear-powered cruise missile or drone launched underwater must ensure it doesn't become a long-moving hazard if it malfunctions, analysts worry about exactly that. What happens if the propulsion reactor fails or the vehicle is lost control deep underwater? So while Russia claims successful tests, independent experts caution about untested safety margins. In an explanation video, you'd say, from the manufacturer's side, you'd expect replica of nuclear submarine safety procedures, reactor shielding, redundant systems, remote monitoring, automated safeguards, environmental sealing, and launch abort systems. For the viewer, emphasize that safety and concealment are dual goals. You want a system that is stealthy, so minimal exposure, but also safe, so minimal risk of nuclear accident. That's a difficult engineering balance. Also, you'd mention that because this weapon is claimed to evade defenses, the safety environment may rely more on trusted command and control, hardened launch platforms, and secure communication to prevent accidental launch, hacking, or malfunction. Next, the unique selling points USPs in a weapon review context emphasize what sets it apart. Longevity and range. Nuclear-powered propulsion gives near unlimited range compared to conventional missiles. Launch domain flexibility from underwater submarine, sea, maybe land, makes it hard to preempt the launch. Interceptor assistance claims that there is nothing like this, no existing interception methods. Strategic deterrent value. This is not just a typical missile, it is a statement of second-strike capability. If you can't stop me, you may think twice. Surprise value / asymmetric warfare. For militaries used to defending against shorter-range, predictable missiles, this weapon introduces new threat vectors: coastal attacks from underwater, remote launches from sea. Psychological / strategic impact. The fact that Russia can test and announce these weapons changes the security calculations for adversaries. The mere existence functions partly as deterrent. In your review, you'd say, from a marketing for a weapon viewpoint, these are the standout features. The package is that you, as a military customer or strategist, get a platform that goes where you want, lasts as long as you want, and nobody can stop you. That's the USB. Next up, price. Now, obviously, publicly available, reliable pricing for such advanced strategic weapons is minimal or non-existent. Russia does not publish a commercial catalog for the Poseidon or Burevestnik. In the review, you might say something like, while there's no official unit cost published, given the complexity nuclear reactor, advanced underwater systems, guidance, deep sea launch infrastructure, hardened command systems, we can infer the cost is extremely high, tens or hundreds of millions of US dollars per unit at minimum, plus the cost of shaping submarines or launch infrastructure. In terms of value, the cost is arguably justified by the strategic deterrent effect rather than purely tactical kills. You could compare to known costs of ICBM systems billions or nuclear submarines billions each. So in your script, you'd say, so the price point is extremely high and likely only justifiable by states seeking extreme strategic advantage, not conventional battlefield utility. You can note that in a review you would break it down. Procurement cost, life cycle and sustainment, launch platform cost, command and control cost, maintenance, nuclear safety compliance, etc. The tip to viewer: in the civilian world you'd never buy this, but in the military sense, the price is overshadowed by deterrence return. Finally, conclusion: summarize the significance, the caveats, and my personal take. In conclusion, I'd say we are looking at a weapon that, if delivered as claimed, pushes the envelope of strategic military technology. It has the potential to reshape deterrence, raise the stakes in global power competition, and force adversaries to rethink defense postures. However, and this is important, many claims remain unverified, deployment readiness uncertain, cost and safety heavily challenging. For viewers, treat the weapon review as a combination of engineering marvel, strategic gamble, and psychological tool. If you're selling it in a video, emphasize that while the hype is dramatic, the real test is integration, reliability, sustainability, and adversary responses. The bottom line: Russia has made bold claims about a new superweapon. Whether it will deliver fully remains to be seen, but its existence alone changes the narrative. Encourage watchers to stay informed, question hype, analyze evidence, and understand the strategic implications for global instability, deterrence, and arms race dynamics. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please hit subscribe, ring the bell, give a thumbs up, and join the discussion in the comments below. Until next time, stay aware, stay informed,